Sorry, I get carried away. It's a little creepy. But I want you to know, however you get your worship swerve on, you go for it tonight, alright? So, if you want to roll up and down the aisles, you know, if you brought your own flags, you know, you do your thing. But I did want to take a couple minutes just to remind you what we believe in 10th Avenue North. That worship is not just what we do with our mouths, but it's also what we get to go and do in the world, being the hands and feet of Jesus. Amen? Amen. And so I get to take a couple minutes just talk to you about this really awesome organization that we've been involved with for like 12 years. They're called Compassion International. Have anyone ever heard of Compassion? A couple of you guys? Okay. Does anyone sponsor a child with Compassion right now? Okay, some of y'all? All right. You do? What's your name? Kim. Hi, Kim. Everyone say, hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
No, it's too late. Let's go. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim. Kim, where are you from? Katie? Any Katie friends? Okay. Now, where's your kid from? What country? She's from Honduras. We went to Honduras. That's awesome. Anybody? Any fans of Honduras out there? What's her name? Her name is Micah. That's an easy one. My kid's name is Mala Ula Ula Ula. I'm lying. My kid's name is Jose. Alright?
No.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. How long have you been sponsoring? Over 7 years? Shut up. That's awesome.
Oh God.
Dude, give her a hand. Come on, that's amazing. You're saying your kids love it? Your kids grew up with her. So her kids were in high school, middle school when they started sponsoring her. Dude, that is rad. That's what I'm telling you. You guys get to write letters with her back and forth. She sends pictures. Yeah, okay, so for those of you that don't know, what we're talking about now, Compassion, if you can think of it this way, it's sort of like low responsibility adoption, okay? Right? Because they're in another country. But
okay.
It's cool because you guys like that one. Adoption. No, okay. I just thought you thought that word was funny. But basically, instead of a lot of nonprofits, what they do, they just throw money at something, you know, and there isn't really this interactive part. But what we love about Compassion is they believe that the key to unlocking poverty isn't just throwing money at something, but it's investing in individuals, right? And so, like, my guy, I sponsored him for 10 years, and he just graduated high school. And it's awesome to see these kids, like, whatever they need, their needs are met in Compassion. Some of these kids need food, and they get them food. Some of these kids need health care, they get them health care. Some of these kids need tutoring in school, and just the chance to dream. Like, we went to Honduras, which was amazing. And it's crazy. Like, us in a first world country, we don't think about it, but like we were talking to some of the kids in the village, and we're like, hey, what's your dream, you know? And they're like, to get a job. And we're like, yeah, okay, what kind of job? You want to be an astronaut or a lawyer? And they're like, to get a job. Like, poverty crushes your ability to even dream, you know? And it was awesome meeting every one of the artists that take the stage sponsor a kid with Compassion. It was really cool because Ruben and Jeff in our band got to meet their kids. And so we got to see these aren't just pictures on a little, you know, pamphlet. These are like real kids. And it was awesome because Ruben is Spanish. He's actually from San Antonio, okay? And what was awesome, why are you guys laughing? Anyway, but it was awesome because his kid kind of looks like him. So everyone thought when they were walking around that it was his kid, and Ruben doesn't speak Spanish, and so people would be running up to him like, hola, ¿cómo está bien? ¿Dónde está el baño? El gato es mi amigo. Sí.
Oh my God. Oh, Spanish. Oh my God.
But it's an amazing organization that, I don't know, sometimes you hear about things and you can kind of be kind of cynical, like, How do I know that organization is legit? Well, I can vouch for them, and we've met them from the top down. And there's a couple things we love about them. Number one is when you go to a Compassion site in another country, you actually don't even see the name Compassion because they work through the local churches there. It's really cool. I'll give you a story. In El Salvador, there's like this huge gang problem. We were talking to our Compassion rep guy, and he was saying just last year alone, in the last several years, they've seen several thousand of these gang members come down and get their kids sponsored, and these warring gang members end up putting down their guns and picking up a Bible and giving their lives to Jesus because of their kids getting sponsored. And they're like forced to reconcile, you know? It's really awesome. Now, I know what some of you thinking, you're like,
Dude, I came here to sing some songs. Why are you talking to me about orphans?
Well, it's really simple. We think because worship is not just what we do with our voices, we think it would be a disservice to you guys if we didn't have some availability, some chance for you to get to do something in the world too when you come to our shows. And also, to be honest, the reason we love to talk about the poor and serving the poor is because it's kind of what God's all about. If you read the Bible, you'd have to pick a new religion if you don't want to take care of the poor, because it's all through it. Like, in James it says pure religion is to look after orphans and widows, right? In Matthew, Jesus says, whatever you do to the least of these, you do unto me. So it's like, it's not what would Jesus do, it's like, what would you do to Jesus, you know? And in Isaiah 58, this is one of my favorites, it says, if you pour yourself out for the hungry, and you satisfy the desire of the afflicted, then your light will shine in the darkness. Yo, Houston, who wants their light to shine in the darkness, right? Everybody. What's crazy? Isaiah 58 saying, your light will not shine in the darkness by how big your church building is. Your light will not shine in the darkness by how big of a rock concert you can put on. Your light will not shine in the darkness by how many clothes you have or what kind of car you drive. Your light will shine in the darkness when you do this. When you pour yourself out for people who don't offer you anything in return. Because people will look at you and say, what's wrong with you, Willis? And you will look back at them and you'll say, oh, don't you know? I'm pouring out into the poor because that's what God did for me. 1 John 3:16 says it this way. This is how we know what love is. I don't know about you, my ears just perked up because all the magazines are always trying to tell me, you know, when I go to the grocery store and I'm like doing my shopping, and I get through this little aisle and I read the magazines, it's like, this is how you know what love is.
Oh, God.
If he calls you instead of text you,
Oh,
it's
my God.
love.
That's true. Oh, magazines do say that.
If he calls you baby, it's love. No, what 1 John says, this is how you know what love is. That Jesus Christ laid down his life for you. Romans 5 says, while we were yet scumbags. That's my translation. While we were sinners, he died for us. And so you also ought to